Hello everyone. Thank you for joining Kickoff Startup Pitch hosted by Invest India and Fukuoka City Global Startup Center. I'm Akiko from Fukuoka City Global Startup Center, today's MC. Here at the Global Startup Base, I'm with Mumu, our director, Yoshi, and Shun, the new member of Global Startup Center. Before we start the event, I'd like to ask one thing. Please keep your microphone mute and turn off the video during the event. So please welcome Ms. Mona Kandar, Minister Economic and Commerce Embassy of India, Tokyo, for open remarks.
Thank you, Akiko. I'm very happy to see Momo-san and Yoshi and the team. And I'm very happy to be in this second startup event that we are planning with Global Startup Cafe Fukuoka. And last time it was GIFT, and this time it's Startup India. And Startup India is not new to Japan. They have been, they had several startup events so far. And now I'm happy that from Tokyo, they are moving inside the Japan to Fukuoka. So I'm very happy, and very recently we celebrated 100th unicorn in India, Neobank Open. And that was very encouraging. However, the story may be different than what it was last year. And this year, there are likely to be the impact of easy money being sucked out by tightening monetary policy, and the way startups could raise funds, it may not be that easy for them that time. And therefore, in this kind of situation, Fukuoka and Japan become very important partners, especially for the emerging startups in India. And Startup India has been engaged by the government in providing a holistic support to the growth of startup space in India. And needless to say, India is emerging as a third largest startup ecosystem in the world. And we have several deep tech startups. And today there are 3 startups who have been selected by GSC Fukuoka. They are going to pitch live. And it's a very welcoming thing that they are in environment space. And we have this Plutomen and TBF Environmental Solutions and Regeno. So they will have a different experience, a little different experience of pitching live today, as Fukuoka GSC has put up a kind of entire team to support the upcoming startup. And that Fukuoka GSC will speak more about it. So it's a very heartening that we are starting with this introductory and kickoff event today, and where 3 startups are pitching live. And I hope that we will be able to take it forward and try to work out a holistic framework for the startup, and especially the startup visa program of Fukuoka and holistic policy support provided by Government of India, which is being implemented by Startup India. We will be able to synergize the two, and will move forward, even deepen and broaden our cooperation. And I hope to see many more such events and further support for the startups, both in Japan and India. And finally, they would also move to have a closer collaboration for co-creation and co-production, and will serve not only Indian and Japanese market, but global. They will move forward and to have a global market in their consideration. So with these words, I would like to hand over back to Akiko. And I wish all the very best to the 3 startups pitching live, and also to Team Fukuoka led by Momo-san and supported by Yoshi, Akiko, and other people. And of course, very supportive Fukuoka city government and the entire team that is put together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your open remarks, Mona-san. Thank you so much. So before sharing today's agenda, I'd like you to check chat box. We posted a link for the feedback form of today's event. So please give us some minutes to fill it out in before you leave this event. And we like to use the chat box interactive today. So if you have any questions, please put question on the top of the message and share it on the chat box. Also, we like to use this chat box as a networking place. So if you want to PR your project to all the participants, please put PR on the top of your message and you can share it once during the event. If you are interested in certain PR messages, please communicate directly in the chat box. Okay, so let me start with sharing today's rundown briefly. So firstly, we'll explain general information of Fukuoka 3 Global Startup Center. And after that, Invest India will introduce startup ecosystem in India. And the main startup pitch session follows. Today, we'll have 3 Indian startups, TBF Environmental Solutions, Pluto Mint Technologies, and Regeno Ventures. Each startup will have 15 minutes for their session. 10 minutes to pitch and 5 minutes for the Q&A session. Audience members can also ask questions in chat box and we can ask them to the startups if time allows. Okay, so I would like to start with the introduction of Global Startup Center. The Fukuoka City Global Startup Center is run by the city government. We are the contact window and executive unit for foreign startups and entrepreneurs. Our motto is a part of your team. Once you contact us, we are your first team member in Japan. We work with you, we execute projects together, even more, sometimes we do tasks on behalf of you. As you can see, our services are very wide range and available at any stage of your business. What I like to emphasize here is our unique business matching. We have strong connection with not only startups, but also big companies. Moreover, we have good relationship with the local government and public organization as well. So we can lend very specific business matchings, not just introducing each other. And this business matching service is available for any startups. That means even if you are in India without having a company here in Japan, moreover, without coming to Japan, we are happy to offer our networks for you to find your potential partners in Japan. So let me introduce some of merits of starting business from Fukuoka when you expand your business in the Japanese market. The first point is safety. Unlike the main big cities in Japan like Tokyo and Osaka, Fukuoka City is located on the side of Japan Sea, and we have less earthquakes, which means we could say our location is safer than such big cities geographically. That's why big companies have data centers in Fukuoka. The second point is our location. Another geographical advantage is the close distance with neighbor countries. Once you set up the business here, you have the market not only in Japan, it can be extended to Korea, Taiwan, and China. When you fly to Tokyo from Fukuoka, it takes about 2 hours. We can fly to Korea, Shanghai, Taipei as well. Fukuoka can be the gateway to Asian market as well. So the next advantage is our startup ecosystem. Fukuoka is gradually known as the most popular startup city in Japan since we have been building our unique startup ecosystem for 10 years. We have many support for startups and you can find them once you visit our startup hub called the Fukuoka Growth Next. It's where Global Startup Center is located. Fukuoka City has a project that supports implementation of POC in the city. The last point should be the compactness. Compared to the big cities like Osaka, Tokyo, Fukuoka is smaller, but this is our big advantage. It's not crowded, less competitive, and because of that, we have strong communities. Once you get into the community, it's easy to make networks. Another point should be the cheap living cost compared to other cities. It's important for startups to save your living cost so that you can spend more for developing your business. So you can see how compact our city is. 10 minutes from airport to city center by subway, and the important city function is centralized within 5 kilometers. And the city is surrounded by rich nature, beaches and mountains. I would like to remark this point as well. We are currently selected by the Japanese government as one of the candidate cities for competing to become Japan's next international financial center. The Japanese government is aware of not only our achievement in the startup field, but also the potential as a global city. So Fukuoka City has 15 partner institutions in 11 countries. We signed MOU to provide mutual support for startups in the region. However, signing MOU doesn't limit our collaboration, which means even though we don't have MOU with Invest India, we are happy to organize this kind of event. So let me briefly introduce about our startup visa. So generally speaking, when you live in Japan doing business, you need to have a business manager visa. And there are some requirements to get a visa. However, it's very difficult to fulfill the requirements from outside of Japan. The startup visa is a 6 months to 1 year residence permit to settle down to prepare such condition and to make sure whether or not the Fukuoka is the right place to start your business before you invest. Once the Fukuoka City approves your business plan as an innovative business and confirm you are capable to implement the plan to fulfill the requirement of the business manager visa within the period, you will get the visa. After the startup visa expires, most of the entrepreneurs convert them to business manager visa. So we have Canadian startup. They have 3D scan technology to offer the experience of mixed reality. They had collaborations with Fukuoka City Museum. So Smarty is a Chinese startup that developing smart chips with AI voice recognition that enable IoT without Bluetooth nor Wi-Fi. Actually, their founder are from China, but recently their business is quite well, and they just opened a branch in China. So let me introduce our business matching as well. So DeskMe is a Finnish startup to develop desk reservation system for co-working space and offices. With their services, you can easily find a working desk and a meeting rooms in your office on your smartphone. We connected DeskMe with JL Kyushu, the railway company. We introduced DeskMe when they opened a brand new co-working space in the Hakata station, which is Fukuoka City's main entrance station. Not only introducing, we supported initial setting on behalf of DeskMe, and this co-working space installed the system as a POC. After the collaboration with Q, we also connected with another co-working space in Tokyo called Kickspace Haneda. They just introduced the DeskMe to their facility last month. DeskMe is gaining local feedback and networks through this POC. The Siren is startup from Estonia. We got to know with Siren in the Fukuoka's online event 2020. Siren is manufacturing small booth offices with the best sound reduction technology. We connected them with a potential partner that is one of these companies, one of the largest office furniture company in Japan. Actually, this company has similar products as Siren. However, the demand for such small offices getting high in Japan. Therefore, we propose them to have Siren as another product lineup. Then the company agreed to purchase sample from Siren, and moreover, they showed more interest in collaboration after seeing the samples, and they just signed NDA for further collaborations. So the last case is Smart PIP. Smart PIP is from Smart PIP is a Malaysian AI health tech company that develops automated monitoring system for the elderly and the patients. So this we connected them with a company called Itsumo Smile. They are providing elderly care services, including managing many nursing home for elderly. So Itsumo Smile showed interest in Smart PIP to strengthen their current business and was willing to explore the partnership for expanding Smart PIP technology into the Japanese market. So we supported their communications, and they just signed NDA at the beginning of this month. We will keep helping them to implement the POC. So as you can see, Fukuoka is a place you can start easy and start fast. So if you're interested in business expansion in the Japanese market, we are happy to work with you. Okay. So now I would like to ask the Invest India for the introduction. So it's Nikita or Nishika-san?
Yes, Ms. Astha Grover, Head of Startup India, will be taking the introduction and remarks for today. I would request Astha to please take over.
Hi, I'm not able to switch on my video. Hi, thank you, and good evening to everyone from Japan, and good afternoon to my friends from India. My Master Grover, I head Startup India. Thank you for hosting us, and to all the members from the Fukuoka city for organizing this beautiful event and presentation that you took that highlighted on the kind of support that is available for startups from India or anywhere to look at Japan as a market. I will take about 5 minutes to talk about the India market for startups and how the ecosystem has grown with the support of the government and other players. I have a very fortunate time of working with Startup India since the start in 2016 when the Honorable Prime Minister had launched the Startup India Action Plan. In a very short span of time, India has shown a great appetite and our recognition of startups. The number of startups that have emerged over the years have actually expanded by 2000%. So back in 2016, where there was just about a handful of 300 to 400 startups, till date, where there are more than 70,000 startups here in India. And the pace of this change, while the numbers in itself are huge, but the pace of this change is what has actually led to the revolution here. The first 10,000 startups took about 800 days to come and work with Startup India. However, the last 10,000 took only about 200 days. So as we say, every day there are 8 startups that come up with a new idea or a theme and want to work to support the nation. These startups come across different industries and sectors. Currently, they are representing 56 industries here in India. And the good thing is also that among these startups, at least 47% startups have reported one women director. So we see women also coming up in the workforce through the startup ecosystem. The top 5 industries where most of these startups are representing is quite similar to any mature ecosystem, with IT services leading it, followed by healthcare and life sciences. That has definitely come up the curve during COVID, followed by education, professional services, agriculture, and food and beverage. Like Mona ma'am also mentioned, we have recently hit the 100 unicorn, and the growth of the unicorns is also phenomenal, with a valuation of more than $332 billion. How we in India are supporting startups are through 4 ways, similar to how the Fukuoka city is doing. One is we focus on enabling ease of doing business. So working on simplifying regulations, making incorporation easier is what we work on. The second pillar that we work on is providing funding support. So the government has 2 funding schemes specifically for startups. One is a fund of $1.4 billion that goes into the ecosystem through venture capital funds, and this is a growth stage fund. The other is an early stage grant, and the fund size is 945 crores that goes in grants of in small grants of ticket sizes of 20 lakhs in INR and about 50 lakhs in convertible debt. Apart from the funding support that is available to the entrepreneurs, the third pillar, which we believe is critical for the ecosystem, is market access. In market access, we try and do business matchmaking at a program level with corporates. We try and highlight these innovations to the government department where these innovations may find direct use. And with international market access, we work with players like Fukuoka to sort of help startups expand to other nations as well. As a part of our international engagements, we also have 14 international bridges with different countries, Japan being one of the key startup bridge that we have. It is called an Indo-Japan Hub. It is hosted on the Startup India website that acts as a first or this point of contact for any startups from Japan looking to enter into India. Their queries will be addressed by our team here, helping them, hand-holding them, opening the network for them, and resolving any queries they may have for them. Similarly, we have partners in Japan through the support of the embassy that help us navigate the Japanese market. I believe given the mutual synergies of both the countries and the common interest areas, this is a stepping stone towards more such partnerships and engagements in the future. With that, I hand it back to you, and thank you so much for hosting this, and good luck to all the startups pitching today.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so let's move on the main session. So we are happy to welcome the first startup, TBF Environmental Solutions.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. This is Nilesh Kulkarni. I'm representing TBF Environmental Solutions. Thanks for this opportunity, both Invest India and Fukuoka GSW. And I'll be sharing my screen for the presentation. Hope it is accessible to all.
Yes.
Is it visible?
Yes.
Great. So good afternoon again. As discussed, I will be presenting first in 10 minutes, and we will take question and answers if required. TBF Environmental Solutions. Now, this is the structure of my presentation. I'll talk about the technology, then the patents, about something about the awards, promoters, some experience of us, then where we are at the moment, our order board, and what kind of market and future scoping exercise that we have done, and then why you should partner with us is the last thing that I will talk about. So we are a company who are doing an developing environmentally responsible solutions for water and wastewater and fecal sludge management. Our promoters are 20 plus years experience consulting company, and we have empaneled ourselves as an ISO company. We have applied for patents, and we have got patents for our sewage treatment technology called as Tiger biofilter vermifiltration, and we also have patent for our Tiger toilet. In India, there are two committees at the government level, Government of India level, and those committees have recognized and approved our technology for usage into the flagship programs of government, Swachh Bharat Mission, which is a big sanitation drive, and Jal Jeevan Mission is big drinking water drive that has been taken by government. Now, in terms of our visibility, and we have won the Sarfati International Sanitation Award in 2019, and we also have won the FICCI's Urban Wastewater Category Award recently in 2021. We have been finalists in the Startup India's contest for last successive 2 years, and we have demonstrated our technology at lots of places. Now, a small introduction about the promoters. We have been working at the policy and program level at the government. We have institutional capacity. We are involved in institutional capacity building in water and sanitation sector, and we are advisory to big urban water and wastewater projects. We have really good reach and credentials in the government and multilateral and bilateral agencies, and that actually brought us to develop something which is very useful and which is very meaningful. Now, every one of you will be wondering why this tiger, the worms that are the main workers in this technology, have stripes on them, and that's why it is called as a tiger worm. So this technology we have named it as Tiger biofilter. This consists of layers of this bacterial culture, and this layer provides habitat for earthworms, and also growth and propagation takes place. Organic matter is decomposed by these worms and the bacteria available in the media that is patented and that we have developed. Now, what is the advantage of our technology? See, minimum life cycle cost is the main focus that we have. We really require very less energy. We require very less skilled manpower, or we do no need of highly skilled manpower for operations, and we require literally minimal, means no chemicals. The byproducts in the form of compost and reusable water which are generated can be sold or used meaningfully, which can generate revenue. This is a flexible technology, so a kind of a modular one which could add and expand, so it's good for scalability. This is an environmentally sustainable solution, of course, because we are not using anything which is non-sustainable, and it is aligned with the current requirements. I'll also share in brief about the development, how development took place. In 11, we started with the concept. In 2013, the field evaluations took place. In 15, we had a commercial pilot, and then we decided that we should go in for a first STP, that is 2017, and 2019 we came up with a new product or the upscaled version of it, which is fecal sludge treatment plant in 2019. Now, these are our 4 products. We treat municipal waste. We have on-site sewage treatment systems. We have fecal sludge treatment systems, and we have on-site sanitation toilet systems. These all products, I'll just share where we have implemented this. We are situated in the city of Pune in Maharashtra in India, and municipal sewage treatment plant. So 500,000 liters of sewage is treated using the treatment facility that you are seeing in the first 2 pictures, and below is the reuse of that for the stadium. Now, similarly, we recently completed, the earlier plant was completed in 2017, and we recently completed a plant in golf course, which takes municipal sewage of 1 lakh liters per 10 lakh liters per day, 1 million liter per day, and treated, and it is reused for the greens of the golf course. So the sewage water which was going away like that was used meaningfully. We also have different scales of plants which are shown here, and different versions of it for depending on, we have private clients, we have government clients. In the beginning I have shown you. We also have packaged sewage treatment solutions. The main thing that we are focusing on these days is the fecal sludge. Everyone in India knows that there are septic tanks, and the sewage in the septic tanks, or the septage, fecal sludge in the septic tanks, is sucked by the vehicles, and it is treated in either STPs, but where there are no STPs nearby, the treatment is really impossible. Now this figure shows you the way, right from the suction truck up to the end treatment of it. We have implemented first plant in Kalpetta in Wayanad, Kerala. Main thing about this is, again, minimum O&M, no odor, almost no odor, no chemicals, low cost of the technology, and as you could see, the inlet to outlet water, all the parameters which are approved by the Central Pollution Control Board have been adhered to. There is a small video, I will not show that, but there's a YouTube link. Of course, this presentation will be shared with you, so you can watch this video and understand more about the technology. Now I'll move on to the order board, and we have completed almost 6 projects of FSTP, and now 5 are ongoing, fecal sludge treatment plants of various capacities. We have completed more than 3,000 toilets, and now we have completed sewage treatment plants, about 20 sewage treatment plants, and 50 are in progress at the moment. In terms of delivery capability, we have environmental engineers with us, civil engineers, and a good seasoned team. We have been put together this team for TBF particularly, which is a startup in last 3 years' time. And we have a good office infrastructure. We have a lab which can test all these parameters, and we also have an R&D center nearby Pune. The current scene which I was telling you, that this fecal sludge is put in the open, and now what is the highest priority to the government is pushing for treating this sewage, and TBF is empaneled for that activity. Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin is a very what we can say ambitious flagship program of government, where each village sewage and fecal sludge would be treated. So to give you numbers, more than 7,000 FSTPs are required, more than say 31,000 STPs are required. There are small and medium municipalities, municipal corporations, where you need more than 5,000, around 5,000. The golf course picture that you have seen, we have more than 200 golf courses, and where we can use this sewage water. So huge market size is there. We in terms of our company, we grew 4 times in the last year. Current orders also show that we could easily double our size, and we are aiming for this major opportunity with the flagship programs of the government and also with the real estate developers. Now, considering this, I'll come to the last slide, and which is very important. Why TBF, and what should be people looking? People should be looking at TBF is, we have a successful track record in delivering innovative sanitation solutions, which have been successfully running on the ground. We have significant opportunities ahead, and we require, I've given you some numbers. Now, this market penetration and network also we have, and we have a very positive brand image. We really have a strong team which could deliver this, and we have a robust business plan in place. Now, what we require is the investment that initially maybe about $1 million to build the capacity.
Sorry for interrupting. Sorry for interrupting, but the 10 minutes is already past. So
This
we'll
is the
actually
last
on the
slide. I'm just
Q&A.
finishing. Yeah, thank you. This is the last slide. And the last thing is we require the working capital. So $2 million is what is we require for this STP and FSTP business. So these are some of the useful links. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thanks.
Thank you for your presentation. That is interesting. So I have questions. So I am so key element is the tiger worm, and then
Yes.
your company is making the tiger biofarm by using the tiger worm. So what the difference between the tiger worm and the normal worm?
No, this worm that we have been working on for quite some time, they have a good capacity of digesting the organic matter and converting into the compost very effectively. So we have chosen them. They are not very special or only unique kind of thing. They are available in the environment and available everywhere. So, but with the worms and the bacteria combination, we prepare a media which actually digests the fecal matter. That is the uniqueness of our technology.
Okay, so we got a question from chat box. So how often do the worms need to be replaced? What sort of maintenance is required?
Actually, the beauty of these worms is that they keep on growing themselves based on the food that they get. So if they get more food, they grow more, and if the food is less, food which is organic matter, they reduce themselves, their number of worms. If maybe in a year's time, we do have a check on the worms population and the bacterial culture that we have introduced, and maybe some topping up is required, not the full replacement.
Hi, I have a question. Is there any concerns, or do you guys have any solutions for viral pathogens that may or may not come through the waste sludge or wastewater?
No, we have done a couple of tests, and we haven't faced that situation. See, in the beginning when we did the tiger toilet thing, so the pathogens content was well within the limits, and these worms are able to actually reduce them as well. So that concern was ruled out, and we don't have that issue.
Thank you. Additionally, I understand that there's like 4 products within your portfolio.
Yes.
But generally speaking, and in the context of India, what is the installation, or what is the lead time for production and installation or service? Do you do installation, or is that through a general contractor? And yeah, can you enlighten us a bit more about the product?
Currently, we are doing the installation ourselves, but we have a tie-up with the contractors, and we will be working hereafter as a technology provider. So out of say 100 as a cost of the system, 40% will be the technology cost, 60% is the civil work cost of the contracting, and which could be taken up by the respective municipal corporations or the institution. And as you rightly asked, the turnaround time, or in 6 months to 8 months time, the plant could be erected of the capacity of say 1 million liters per day kind of a plant. So that's the beauty of it, which gives us an opportunity to install fast and get into operations as early as possible. Thanks.
And last question from our team. So now you are talking to our Fukuoka team based in Japan. So do you have any intention to explore the Japan market with this product or not?
Well, honestly speaking, I haven't yet thought of it. At the moment, we are trying to use it in India and implement it in India. Though I'll just give you an example. In some African countries, we have definitely have opportunities, and we have started working there. And also in in some of the island countries where there is no possibility of building big sewage treatment facilities, we have been working with them.
Right. Okay, so maybe we can also connect it to some African country. We have a very good relationship with some African countries as well.
Great.
But if it's the case, if you have some business opportunity in Africa, are you planning to export your tiger worm to Africa? Or
No, that is not required. We could use and work with the normal worms which are found there with our experience over here. As I was saying, in Africa, there is no need to take our worms there, but the kind of mix of worms and bacteria that we have, they are available in the nature, and the nature was doing this. But as the population grew, we were not able to take care of that in a concentrated manner. So we have put together a package which deals with that. So no need of exporting worms. Thanks.
okay, I understand that. But I'm quite sure that the tiger worm in India is the more, they work hard compared to the tiger worm in Africa.
Yeah.
All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
yeah.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Neeraj. So I'll contact you after this event. So maybe we might be able to connect you with the African, the organization.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your teaching. Thank you. So now I'd like to welcome Plutomen Technologies. Plutomen.
Hi. So my video has been disabled. If someone can just help me with that.
Video. Video open. Videoがつながらない。Video です。
Okay.
It is showing that host has stopped it. So yeah, I think now it is there. Yeah. So hello everyone. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity. I'll just share the screen and we can start. So let me know once the screen is visible so that I'll quickly start.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So hello everyone, I am Keyur Balawat. I am the co-founder and CEO with Plutomen. We at Plutomen are creating a augmented reality based frontline assistance platform which can help the operators, the field service engineers to improve their productivity. Our platform is AR based and it enhances the frontline capacities through self-assisting interactive resources, through digitalizing the workflows and SOPs, and through collaboration with remote experts. The vision and the mission which we try to carry, correct? So especially post-pandemic, we have seen how the virtual world is operating and how we have seen the importance of real-time and SOP-driven standardization is coming in place. So we envision a world wherein physical proximity is not a factor for transferring of knowledge or expertise. So we want to make a cumulative human expertise accessible with content on demand across the devices without the constraint of physical world. And that is where AR as a technology and maybe later on computer vision and AI as a technology will play an important role. So what kind of challenges are we trying to solve, correct? So especially our focus is with the industrial domain. So we all are aware, because of pandemic, there has been a lot of restrictions in the overall movements of the frontline workers, correct? And that has led to a lot of other changes in the way they used to perform their services, their can I, yeah, okay. So perform their services, perform the overall activities in terms of maintenance and other related issues, correct? So correct. And with those happening, we know that current generation, the millennial generation, typically stays in an organization for almost 3 to 5 years, not more, correct? So then how to tackle that? So that's the another area where the things are there. And the third important thing is the expert might not be available at a particular location where the need is, and the processes are becoming much more complex. So these are the areas where we try to focus on, and our solutions. So what we have done is how this technology can be actually useful in the operations. Based on the applicability, we have divided this into 3 parts: self-assistance, work assistance, and remote assistance. Self-assistance is where we can create training material, create interactive 3D guidelines and manuals for them to work on. Second is work assistance, wherein how we can create digitalized workflows, how we can have the checklist available in such a format that it can be utilized by even a novice or a early joiner, correct? And the third is remote assistance, wherein any of the operator or a field service engineer is looking for any help, guidance, or maybe quick troubleshooting while he's doing a task, he can connect with the expert or maybe to his colleague and get it sorted. So where are we in terms of the solutioning? So our remote collaboration, which is Plutomen Connect, is out in market and then is available as a ready to use deployable solution. So it's an enterprise SaaS model. It can be deployed across the enterprise on the same day. Workflow, we currently are offering it as a solution, but in next 3 months we'll be offering that also as a no code low code platform, wherein you yourself can create checklists and that can be assigned to the team members or the operators, and who can use it as a self mode or even with the remote mode. I'll be showing a quick video so that it becomes easy. And self-assistance again is at a solution phase, which can be typically used for creating digital replicas of the equipments and then typically used for creating the interactive manuals. So just quickly showing you the video before getting into the use cases and how it can be useful to the overall industry. So the important differentiator here is that this is a device agnostic app, so you don't need any other investment. It can be deployed into the existing handsets of the team members, and so mobile, tablets, web, it works across. And what we do is we give access to the admin who can create users, and again, the calling can be done in multiple ways. It can be either directly done from the call book of the application. It can be done by just the way we share our Zoom link, or it can be also scheduled for a call with an expert as well, correct? So once on prima facie, just to give a comparison, you can consider this as a AR enabled, AR and computer vision enabled Zoom, but an enterprise Zoom wherein people can connect with each other. You can just, for an analogy, you can keep it that way, wherein once you have the video call established, once you are in the session, what happens is whatever you showcase is visible to the expert sitting on the other side. The USP here is you can actually draw, you can annotate. So whatever actually you are drawing, correct, on the video, this is going real time. So even if I move 10 meters and I come back, it still sticks to that same location, and it becomes easy for someone to explain and conclude on what the problem is. And then with this as a core, you have other features like you can chat while you are on the call, you can share documents while you are on the call, and there are freeze mode because sometimes it is difficult to hold the phone for long. And apart from that, you can also save the images, record the images, typically, especially when you are troubleshooting or typically while inspecting, it is important for you to have the videos recorded. So the troubleshooting videos can be used as a training material for later on stages, and inspection videos can be used as a audit trails, correct? So you can take notes after the sessions and it can be integrated into your existing ERPs as well. We have also have self mode, wherein sometimes if you are just looking at an inspection, and if you have sent a junior engineer just to have a basic idea of how he has inspected, you can have the self mode on. Plus, if there are some observations which you want to share with any of the team members, you want to create some training material, you can do so using this application, correct? There is also an internal messaging corner wherein you can even interact while you are not on call. So going back to the use cases, what are the use cases, correct? So first being field service, wherein you can improve your first time fix rates. You can help in installation commissioning. The other being, it can be useful as an inspection and survey checklist as well, correct? So if you see, it is a real-time 3D annotation, helps teams solve problem efficiently. It reduces the in-person availability, and that is where the major importance lies, correct? And the other is monitoring the remote locations for compliance and training. So these are few of the value proposition, wherein the most important thing is it is drastically reducing our on-site visits, and it typically improves your training onboarding time. It improves your first time fix rates, and this reduces your resolution time. So and this is where how it can contribute overall to the safety and sustainability as well, correct? So we are reducing drastically the overall travel time, the physical requirement which is needed to solve the problem. Here it can happen just standing remotely. So one of the use case can be, currently, let's say if you are a machine manufacturer, after sales or after maintenance, what typically you do is you have service level 1 wherein you take a call, service level 2 wherein you go physically. Here people can add a layer of remote collaboration wherein they are helping the operators of the customers to get it solved. So you are saving on your travel time, you are saving on your typically the downtime which can happen at the customer location. So that those are the advantages, and that is where it can typically help the companies also attain their sustainability goals, and workers can also remain safe in this kind of environment. It can be deployed across various segments. The major being, we can divide it into two. One is the OEMs, so the equipment manufacturers, automotives, related companies, and the others are utility players. So telecom, oil and gas, power, renewables, smart cities. So those are the areas where, so typically where operators and where field service engineers are hands-on, that is where this technology can be used, correct? So this is what, so we currently are focusing more on automotives, manufacturing, telecom to start with. And these are the use cases of field service, customer service, remote audit, installations, and product.
Sorry for interrupting, but because of the time, can we start the QA session?
Yes, sure, please.
Okay, so I would like to understand your product correctly. So from my understanding, so one first question is about your app it's kind of the Zoom. So is it possible to, so now most of people are using the Zoom and Google Meet, so we can connect so Zoom and Google Meet with your product?
Yeah, so no, currently this is a separate video calling app altogether. So as of now, it is not overlaid onto Zoom or Google. It is having a video collaboration platform of its own. And we have layered these two technologies, and how we see this is as a first step towards digitalization, wherein you are connecting the operator with your expert and get things solved. At next stage, you can digitalize your workflow, and third step, you can digitalize your equipment. So this is how we typically take up the contracts.
Okay, and then another question is that I think that, so like for example, that I have smartphone, and then I'm using your app. So I thought that your app is kind of the video call, and then I can write down some memo and the message, and yeah. So I think that which part is the AR technologies?
Correct. So the annotations which you see, correct, the marking, the annotations, you saw some drawing, correct? So those drawings are actually not drawn on the screen. They are actually getting drawn on the environment, remote environment. So even if you move, so let's say you draw something and you move to the end of the door and come back, whatever drawing you have done on that location, it sticks to that location. It does not move with you. So that is where AR is used at its core.
Okay, so you mean we think this is a video, but actually this video convert to the air, the environment, and we are drawing on the air environment. Am I right?
Yeah. So whatever drawing you are doing, it sticks there. So even if you move, the drawing generally, whatever you have seen maybe on Zoom or Microsoft, wherein you are drawing on your screen, correct? So it is kind of a whiteboard drawing, but here it is on the remote environment.
Okay.
そこに残る。
だから結局、うちからすればビデオに見えるけれども、だからかけるっていうことは AR 環境を作って、だからもうだからうちから見えないんですよ。だからそのかけるっていうことはビデオじゃないってことです。はい。
Okay. Thank you.
So I think your products have the huge markets. So for example, if we make a Japanese version and just promote it to the Google Play or the Apple Store, I think it is workable. So are you already started promoting your products outside of India or not?
Yes. So if you see, we personally feel Japan as a very big market for us because Japan has automotives, Japan has equipment manufacturer, Japan also has a problem statement of aged population, correct? So typically the problem statement fits very well, the use cases fits very well into Japan. We are part of JETRO and we have been inducted into the JBridge initiative as well because we personally feel Japan as one of our go-to market, correct? So even in our GTM for us outside India, we are looking at UK, Europe, Japan and North America. So these are the areas where we are trying to expand.
And actually, you mentioned the MRO. I think that is the exact market you are targeting. And that's why for you, if it's construction, I understand that. Okay, maybe sort of repair of some electricity, I understand that. But if it's the telecom or the food, I'm a little lost.
Okay. So telecom has towers, telecom has fiber rollouts, correct?
All right.
So let's say Sterlite, which is mentioned here as a client, correct? So Sterlite is into rolling of optical fibers, correct? And they also telecom towers.
Yeah, it is similar to the electricity grid, for example.
So ultimately it is about repair maintenance, correct?
Okay, understand that.
Would there be, or have you considered looking into like applications for training or human resources?
Yes, so what we do is, so as I said, correct, so we have 3 stages. So as a pure product, remote collaboration, there on-site training can happen, correct? So typically the application can be used within the team between junior members and senior members. It can be used with your customers. It can be used with your vendors. So typically on-the-job training can happen through remote collaboration. Second, when the workflow is installed, it is digitalizing your checklist. So what you are doing is the checklist is created in such a way, it is not only just digitalizing the paper to here, it is more about giving them access to all the information that, okay, how to measure the pressure and everything. Based on that question, you will have relevant documents available. And third part is where we digitalize the asset, correct? So there they get interactive manuals. So we go on phase wise.
Sorry, and your products is available on the Google Play or the Apple Store, for example?
Yes. So it is available. It is available Google Store and iStore, but what we have done is people can download, but the access can come only through the company admin, correct? So
we in Japan, can we download your app or not?
So I just have to check the Play Store settings, but 99% yes.
Yeah, so if it is 99%, I have the concern about 1%.
No, I just have to see because in China there are separate rules.
Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that I think that if your app is already in the market and it is available in Japan, so I want to check it. Okay, then come back to you. All right.
So I'll just write back to you today itself. I'll just check because it is there in India Play Store. I have not checked whether, so if I just select the country Japan, because it does not currently is visible in China, correct? Because of some issues.
Okay, sorry, no, this seems very simple. Sorry, if we can do that, we do. If not,
Okay.
we can think about how to do that, all right? So this is also related to the question from the Tsunagali text. So this is integrations. So Pablo, we will check it and we also come back to you. What's the result?
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you so much. So we would like to welcome the last presenter for today, Regeno Ventures.
Hello, am I audible?
Video.
Hello, am I audible?
Yep, please. And we are trying to video on. Just a second, please. Can you do that? Yeah. All right, ready.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to present over here. We are from Regeno Ventures and we are developing eco-friendly compostable alternatives to conventional single-use plastics. Next. Yeah, so the problem is well known to everybody. So we're just documenting the Indian plastic generation problem over here. You can see that around 79% of the plastic that's generated in India is currently being landfilled. I understand that the case is reverse in Japan, where a lot of it is incinerated, but in India, a lot of it is landfill. And this causes tremendous amount of pollution. As you can see from the right-hand side figure, in 2014, the ratio of plastics to fish was about 1:5. And we see that at the same CAGR, it will reach a ratio of about 1:1 in 2050, which is a really concerning sign. So we want to tackle this problem. So what are we doing? So we are developing our solutions from tapioca starch and other vegetable oil derivatives. It is completely biodegradable and home compostable in nature. That is, anybody at home can compost it at room temperature. It is non-toxic to the environment. It contains no conventional plastic. It has good oxygen barrier and corrosion resistance properties. It has good printing properties. It is oil and grease resistant. And the major advantage is that it instantly dissolves in hot water, making disposal relatively easy. And since it is non-toxic, even if plants or even if fishes or any other marine life consume it, it's not going to be a problem. So this is our solution currently. And so these are our products. So we have primarily been focusing on the primary packaging of garments in India, because India is one of the largest producers of textile in the world. And since we are located in the region which is a textile belt, we are focusing on the primary packaging of garments for our primary business. So these are some of the packaging that we have done, where the t-shirts and the other garments are packed directly onto our bags, which can be biodegraded at the end. Next. So these are also some of the solutions that we have developed. So we also produce like carry bags, garbage bags, which can be used by local municipalities. We are supplying to 3 or 4 municipalities and cities in India. And we also have shopping bags, which are being used as well. So these are also some of the products that we are manufacturing. Next. So what are the properties? So it has the solubility in hot water is very good. It has a good tensile strength of about 18 megapascal, and elongation at break is around 150 to 200%. This gives it good flexibility and good weight bearing capacities. And also the weight bearing capacity can be improved by increasing the microns. So while increasing the microns, you can have like a bag which has like 5 kilograms of capacity, and a 30 micron bag would have like 10 kilograms at about 50 microns. So we have the capacity to tinker that as well. And it also has good surface sensitivity and oxygen transmission rate. Next. So this is the compostability study that we have developed, and we are certified by the Central Pollution Control Board in India, which is the authority to to help us market the products in India. So it is a license that we require to actually sell our products in India, and we are certified to be biodegradable and home compostable by this organization. So this is the proof of the test report. Next. Yeah, so Regeno is also certified by the Indian Institute of Packaging, by the Central Pollution Control Board, as I already said. And we also have manufacturing license from the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, where we are currently located. So these are the, and we're also approved by the ISO as well as the TUV. So we have these certifications currently with us. Yeah. So a quick overview of the competitive landscape. So we are competing against single-use plastics as well as other bioplastics in the space. The majority of the bioplastics that are available in India are made up of cornstarch, that is polylactic acid and PBAT, whereas ours is made up of physically modified starch. So the main advantage is that over the other bioplastics is that the other bioplastics are only industrially compostable, and they can be composted only at temperatures about 70 degrees Celsius. And because of a lack of industrial composters in India, it is not a very viable option. And our bioplastics are home compostable and also soluble in hot water, which makes for easy and efficient disposal. And we are also one of the cheapest alternatives when compared to single-use plastics. And India has already banned single-use plastics starting from the last year. So we are currently the cheapest alternative in the market. Yeah. Next. So our revenue model, so we have two revenue models. So one is, both of them are B2B. So one where we sell our finished products to companies in the retail sector, apparel manufacturers, healthcare sector, and the hospitality sector. And the other model is where we sell our raw materials that we develop to current plastic manufacturers and encourage them to switch over to biodegradable alternatives. So these are two revenue models that we currently have. So these are this is a snapshot of some of our customers. Some of them include Jack and Jones, the others, Industry of All Nations, and Suta. So most of them are B2B. Most of them are primary textile packaging companies. And yeah, Jack and Jones is one popular international brand that we have catered. And this is another snapshot. So Kiddos, Aristobat, Bummer, some of them including in Flipkart and Amazon, so to be are some of our customers as well. Next. So a snapshot of our financials. So we started in the year 2017. So we've been consistently generating revenue from them. There has been a trajectory. There was a short, there was a mishap because of COVID. We had to stop production for 4 months in 2020 because of the decline in the revenue. But we've almost crossed the revenue of 2020 that we had achieved. In 2022, we're almost at 2 crores Indian rupees. So this is a snapshot of our financials. So coming to the climate impact. So you can see from the figure on the left-hand side that Regeno currently emits around 3.73 tons of CO2 per ton of material, whereas our nearest competitor, which is 1.73, and our nearest competitor, which is PLA, which is the cornstarch derived bioplastic, emits anywhere between 3.45, and the plastics range anywhere between 4.84 and 5.04. So these are taken from a cradle to gate analysis, because we don't have values for cradle to gate grave for plastics. So we have streamlined it for a cradle to gate analysis, and we find that we are one of the more environmentally conscious bioplastics in the market currently, and we have catered to around 100 tons till date, which cumulates to a savings of around 331 tons of CO2. So this is our climate impact till date. And yeah, so the team, Mr. Sibi Selvan is the founder and CEO. He is unfortunately not available today. He's on travel. I'm Aditya Subramanian. I'm in charge of the product development, and Pratika Haldare is also with me in the same division. And we also have Mr. Mohammed Rizwan, who is in charge of the business development. This is a snapshot of our team. And next. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to present once again in front of the panel. And we would be glad to take up questions that the panel may have. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you for your teaching. So let me confirm the product. The product. So what temperatures can be melt? So because I couldn't check the air, I missed the air information. So I thought the 80 Celsius degrees water is the back starts to be melt. So how much
Yes.
temperatures?
So, yeah. So it can withstand up to 70 degrees. I mean, water. If you dissolve it in water at 70 degrees, it's going to melt. But if you're just going to like heat the bag, then it's going to withstand like temperatures up to like 130 degrees.
So okay, water in case of water is 70, and then just heat it.
Yes.
Case is 100.
Yes, more than 100. Yeah.
More than 100.
Yes, 130 to be exact.
Does the bags also melt, or does it melt, or does it absorb?
In case of water,
Yes.
yeah, it absorbs water. So
Okay.
it absorbs water and it disintegrates completely and it dissolves in water.
So it would start absorbing and disintegrating with cold water as well?
No, it doesn't. So only at hot water above 70 degrees it starts absorbing water and disintegrating.
It's on another slide. It says the cons are the moisture dependent applications. I guess the moisture is if it's hot moisture, or
yeah. Can you switch to the slide, Pratika? Yeah. So we are not. So it is moisture dependent because even cold water kind of absorbs. So if you like dip your dip the bag in like cold water and remove it, then it kind of clumps up and it starts losing its properties. So its strength and its elongation decreases when you dip it in cold water and you take it out. So that is why it is moisture dependent, and we're not giving it for like primary food packaging and stuff like that, because any contact of hot liquid or lukewarm liquid will also disintegrate its properties over a considerable period of time, like over like say about a half an hour or 1 hour period of time. It kind of disintegrates and kind of loses its properties. It doesn't dissolve, but it loses properties. So if the weight bearing capacity before coming in contact with water was about 5 kilos, then after 1 hour it would kind of become like a kilo or something like that. So yeah, that's why it is moisture.
the reason, I mean, I probably didn't think too deep, but the reason why I asked was I was wondering if you could flush it in the toilet.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. You can definitely do that. Yeah, because it's yeah.
Okay, no, and actually separately to that, I was wondering, I think the main raw materials is tapioca starch. I'm not too sure if tapioca starch is a tradable product, but in countries where they don't have tapioca starch, do you have any alternative?
So this starch can be taken from any particular compound. So most of them have the same amylose and amylopectin content, which are one of the key factors to determine what kind of starch we use. So we could take it from potato as well as corn if the country does not have like native tapioca starch.
Okay, thank you. Oh, by the way, is the twin screw extruder a Buehler twin screw extruder, or from where is the extruder from?
So the extruder is from, I mean, we have like a partner in India. So the extruder is from their extruder manufacturers basically. So it is a twin screw extruder where we are using it to develop the raw materials. So yeah, I mean, it's an equipment that is made in India and procured from the particular.
Can you go back to the business model? Can you repeat? All right. No, not this one. Business model.
Yeah, the business model, right? Yeah.
All right. So it's so clear. My question is, sorry, do you have any intention to sell the sort of this technology to the, let's say, the Japanese manufacturer company? Or
we haven't.
Just secret?
Yeah, so we haven't thought about technology transfer at this point in time. This is something that we haven't really thought about. But till now, we've not been, since our market's essentially built in India, we didn't want to do technology transfer. We wanted to have the, the blend of the raw materials with us. So we're just giving the raw materials, like the finished raw materials, to the plastic manufacturers. We haven't thought about technology transfer, but since it's another country, we could probably think about it. I'll probably have to have a discussion with my colleague as well for this.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
this is not something.
yeah, because either option 1, option 2, it means that somebody have to import the something from
Exactly.
India, right? I
Yes.
think that
Yes.
then afterwards maybe manufacturing or the sales to the market, but this parts. So if we can avoid this kind of trading part, the importing from the India to the Japan.
Right.
So of course today I don't need any clear answer, but I would say that this might be our options.
Yes, we will definitely consider this, because considering it's another country, and we would definitely want to consider this. And I'll probably be getting back to you in due course once I discuss with my colleague on this. Because as you say, either we would have either the dealer would have to import, or we would have to set up a manufacturing unit in Japan for these two business models to work. A better viable option would be technology transfer. Yeah.
All right. And other questions. So Japan joined the fashion company, didn't it?
I didn't get you.
No, Jack and Jones, your customer.
Yes.
This is the fashion industry.
Yes, this is fashion industry. Yeah, the entire all of these are fashion industry.
Yeah, because we wonder the Uniqlo, yeah, from Japan, and might be option, but actually they are using the paper bag. So so I wonder it's whether your products has a more advantage compared to the paper bag or not. What is the comparison?
Right. I mean, paper bags are, at least in India, they're a little more expensive to manufacture than your bioplastic bags. And paper bags, they're also not that environmentally, aligned as compared to our solutions, because they use a lot of fossil fuels for their production. So their emissions is a lot more. And paper bags, when it comes in contact with cold water itself, it kind of disintegrates. So that's also a big drawback when it comes to paper bags. And the strength that we offer in terms of tensile strength as well as elongation for our bags is much more than the paper bags. So you would have to pay a lot more for the paper bags than for our bags.
Yeah, so you have the one chart about comparisons of the plastic and the product, right?
Yes.
So if we can add sort of a paper product, I think it is much clearer.
Yes, we will definitely inform.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for. Because of the time, it's the end. So we'll wait for the comparison chart, including the paper bag.
Yes, sure. We shall. 100%
we might be able to connect to some manufacturing company or retail company. But after you add it, send it to us a pitch deck.
Sure, 100%. We'll do that.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you so much for.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So now we are done with all the programs for today. So I would like to ask Mumu for the closing remarks.
Yeah, and thank you for your presentation, the Sanskrit Bona. And this is the second event with the Indian startup community, and always these are impressive. And I would say that I also realized that startup in India and also its community, the products are well advanced, maybe more advanced to the Japanese startup. So, and it means if you come to Japan, if you explore the Japan market, it might be boring, or you can find huge opportunities. Okay? So our team is very happy to help you. As Akiko mentioned, that if you're in a set up company in Japan, we will support you. And even though you are not ready to come to Japan, if you have the confidence about your product, and if you have a sort of experience in Japanese market, just contact us. We can find a sort of possible partner for you. Okay. So let's keep in touch. And this is the beginning, not the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Mimi. And thank you all so much for your participation today. So after this event, we'll send you the feedback form. We appreciate it if you could give us some time to answer them to improve our online event. And if you have any additional questions to the startup, to Invest India, to Global Startup Center, please feel free to let us know with the form. And thank you again for your time and see you soon in our next event. Thank you so much.